Oh, fuck yeah!
Ayo, what is up, shit snippers? My camera cover is on. Welcome, fellas, So a big day today, big April patch day. We've been waiting for it. We've been excited for it. That big, huge, absolutely massive April patch, which should be here right now, I think, if I hit a little refresh on this. Yeah, April 30th. All right, perfect. Perfect. Let me make sure my game is actually updating. It is not. Fantastic. Hold on, I do need to check one more thing before we start taking a look at patch notes. Are you guys excited? Are you guys excited for patch notes? Watch me get, I'm hoping that I can make myself look like an idiot. I'm kind of hoping here that if I hype it up, like, sarcastically, if I'm like, haha, yeah, it's gonna be so bad, this is gonna be the worst fucking patch ever. If I hype it up like that, and then, like, it ends up actually being good, I'm gonna look like a fucking retard. But that's kind of what I want, because then we get an actual good patch. And I will gladly look like a fucking retard if it means we get a good patch. Ayo, how's it going, Charlie? Thank you for the 38 months. Let me try opening the game. Will that start it launching? Okay, yeah, that'll start it doing its thing. 48 minutes, sir? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That's more like it. All right. Let me get my display capture. Here it is, fellas. The big, the huge, the massive April patch that we have been waiting for. The April patch, by the way, on April 30th. Is April a month that at least has 31 days? Or, nope, it's May tomorrow. That's awesome. April patch, by the way. Got the day off, so I'm taking it to relax. Hell yeah. How's it going, Croy? Welcome, brother. We're just taking a look at the patch notes. Let's see. Oh, wait, okay. Major updates to Mad Ellie and the Vault of the Damned. Quality of life. Improved interactions. I thought they said that they were going to nerf him. I'm sorry, hold on. What was it? Road map. What did they say was coming for patch? Or for cache? It's not this one. It was the recent road map. God, I love Bing. Let's go to Google. Thank you. Dude, wait, Immanuel Kant? Hold on. Philosopher born in Königsberg in the Kingdom of Prussia. He's considered one of the central thinkers of the Enlightenment. Big shout out to Immanuel Kant. What was I looking up? Borderlands for roadmap. They said rebalancing. Dude, I can't even find it. I found it last night. Is it this one? No. Maybe like 2026 roadmap. Here it is. Here it is. Cache balancing. I think cache balancing implies nerfs, no? That means he's imbalanced? I don't know, but like, I mean, maybe that's just me wanting cache nerfs. But to me, I feel like just saying balancing implies nerfs, not quality of life. Or at the very least, buffs and nerfs. Or anything. Not quality of life, whatever. Pearlescent loot chase is now more streamlined. Let's see what that means. World encounter. I want Kairos to feel alive and dangerous every time you're outside. A very alive and exciting open world. World bosses will appear more often, so you can battle them for loot more frequently. World events now have a shorter wait time between appearances. Cool. Why did it take 8 months for that? Whispering Glacier be as welcoming as Elder Traceland can possibly be. We've added some helpful tips for new activities. So is this actually anything? Stop! I'm being assaulted by BL4. Okay, so none of this is like anything. Like, okay, there's now pop-ups for ice fishing, hitting crates, and more. So I guess that's cool, but that's not content overhauls. Yeah, cash balancing can apply buffs to other characters for all I know. That's fair. This is not a content overhaul. Dude, they just use words and they just shoot themselves in the foot every fucking time. Whoever writes this shit needs to be fired. Like, I'm sorry. Whoever the fuck actually writes any of these patch notes makes their entire brand look fucking retarded. I swear to God. This is like content overhaul. And it's just like bug fixes. And then like, this is the only thing that's actually cool. And it's just a map marker. Sick. Oh yeah, it's good, but again, you can't. Why are you calling that a content overhaul? Missions made it easier than ever. Or wait, oh, okay. I spoke too soon. Hold on. I thought that was it. I didn't realize this was still Matt Ellie. Missions. Base game progress now carries on as intended if you start the new story content early. Hearing things, Toxic Raider is much more eager to jump into. Okay, so this is still bug fixes. Nightmare Rifts, but not confusing. We made sure the bosses play fair and the portals behave. Jump scares will only startle you the very first time you use the drop pod. Oh, the nightmare jump scares. Okay. Nightmare Rifts will stay visible and ready for you even if you wander far away and come back. Enter Nightmare Rifts while riding vehicles. Cragula will stay inside the arena and focus on the fight. Portal Crag and show up when the boss roars. Change of smaller enemies appear in the... So I'm still not seeing the overhaul. But we're still going, you know? We're still going. Slither Tongue is more aggressive and will spit at you. Old Thrash has learned how to use its explosives without hurting itself. Enemies... Badass Flying Doll Soldiers no longer use Order Rocket Tracers. Badass Flying Threshers... no longer better at recovering when hit with stasis, no longer knock players way back with their attacks. This is... I mean, this seems like something. Learn a new jet dash attack to keep you on your toes during combat. That is the first thing that's actually like a big kind of change that's cool, adding new attacks to enemies. Even though likely this is probably just a bug fix, but you know what? I'll take them at their word for it. Not that they've earned that, but sure. Lost Legion Megas have figured out how to heal without dropping their own weapons. Okay. Move in a much more lifelike way. Removed the extra pickle. I mean, I just removed pickle. What do you mean? Sugarrath egg are now easier to hear. You will now... Okay, alright. So, as it turns out... I wasn't, they killed Pickle twice for no reason. They really did. So yeah, no, I'm gonna go back and say, yeah, no, that's not an overhaul. That's bug fixes. An overhaul is like enough changes to Nightmare Rifts that it could almost be considered a new activity. That would be an overhaul. This is mostly bug fixes with it, like, one cool thing. He opened a dictionary. I thought, yes, that sounds good. I don't understand what it means, but this word works. Stone Demon, did they just fix this shit? Enemies for combat chests made sure vile. Okay, so did you guys fix the problem where the fucking... We need to go check if they fixed the fact that you can't save quit within Stone Demon, and also every time you get booted out to the map and save quit, you can't use the fucking fast travel station that they added. So I'll have to give that a test, because it's not fucking listed here. General gameplay, jumping and dashing work exactly how you expect, even if you change your crouch settings. Wait. Did they get rid of super jumping? Is that what that means? Hold on, I need to @hex. Screenshot that real quick. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. I don't know what that means. Because I think that's how you did the super jump. Would you like fucking rebound jump? That was how you like easily did it. Oh my god, that's so crazy if they did. I love when they just say shit though in these patch notes and don't elaborate. Like, what does this actually mean? Just say what the problem was that you fixed. Enemies of the Elemental Eater and Deal With It traits have been updated. Now they take a portion of damage from action stones and elements rather than ignoring them completely. 8 months for this. Now allows 20% of your action store damage to go through. Elemental Eater now allows 10% of your elements to go through. Set these enemies on fire, shock them, or rout them with acid. Like, again, that's good. But why did this take 8 months? I don't know, maybe this is actually a huge patch, you know, we're not done it yet. We're not even halfway through scrolling. Maybe there's even more. Maybe there's, like, crazy shit here. Maybe they reworked UVH. This is nothing. It's just like bug fixes, I think. Yeah, that's not much of anything. Moving between single player and multiplayer won't change your starting location. Loading enemies leave. Like, did I might need to take a look, but did BL3 8 months post launch have this extensive of patches? As in, like, weren't most of these kinds of bugs fixed within the first few months? And then there would be bug fixes for things that get, like, introduced and shit. The only major bug I can remember being fixed way later in the lifespan of 3 was when they got rid of the, bonus element projectile dupe. But, like, I'm sorry, moving between single player and multiplayer won't change your starting location anymore. Why is that in the 8 month out patch note? Am I fucking crazy? I feel like I'm losing it with how many people still defend this fucking game, but, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not being that picky here. I feel like if this was something to be fixed, this is something that probably should have been fixed already. Should have kept the multiple pickles. I agree. Should be known, there's a game called Vane that has like 37 people working on it that gets updates as big as this, like, weekly. Dude, fucking... I could probably name so many games that get more updates than this shit. Or at least better updates. Put in the gaps, addressed invisible walls across the world so you can reach every secret and collectible. Again, that's awesome, but... Like, why is we're 8 months out? This is kind of a big thing. This is a thing that people have been complaining about for quite some time, is the fucking invisible walls and shit. Only appear in places you can fish. Fast travel stations for entrance to Umbra Founder and Demon's Domain have been updated to be active once this... Okay. So they did fix this. Thank God. Teleporting while a friend is a nightmare mission will not stop your progress. Jumping into Mad Alley content immediately after starting the game, you're able to create a new hero, multiple grapple points across the map, apply to echolocation updates for various missions. Vault Hunters, here we go, fellas. These are the big ones. These are big ones. Big ones. You know, right, balance for action stones and stone trees is a constant focus for us. Let me try this again. I need like the office take for this. Getting the right balance for action stones and skill trees is a constant focus for us. No, the fuck it isn't! Shut the fuck up! You can't just say that! You can't just say words! We've had 8 months! We're getting the right balance for action stones and still trees has not been a constant focus for 8 months. You can't just say that. Words mean something. Actions mean even more. Balance changes listed below are just the latest patch, and we plan to keep doing additional passes in the future as the game continues to evolve. Big patch, looks inside, nothing burger, and some lies sprinkled in. Dude, okay, I mean, maybe, like, who knows? Maybe this is a big fucking patch for stills and shit, but holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. You can't just say that. Spent some time under the hood with our favorite new robot, who examined his still trees and gear to make sure his often unpredictable play. They really don't play their own game, do they? At the very least, whoever writes this shit legitimately doesn't play this game. It was satisfying, clear, and powerful. We're currently taking a look at some interactions that cause some additional stacking on damage and skills. Those will be addressed in a future update. They need to prune their dev team? Dude, if they prune their dev team, no one's left working on this game. There's already like 30 people that don't work on this game. And that's the dev team. You can't prune it any more than that. His stills and gear to look as good as they play. We've also made sure his unique loot interactions are playing out exactly when they should. Snowball consistently grants you stack of fortune. Cooler class mod Cash can interact with his own jinx and ordnance damage for more tricky combat setups. What? What does that mean? Am I just retarded? Like, I'm not just completely fucking retarded, right? What does that mean? Dealing ordnance damage marks enemies as jinx. Killing a jinxed enemy grants plus 20% ordnance cooldown rate, stacking up to 10 times. With the cooler class mod, Cash can interact with his own jinx and ordnance damage for more tricky combat setups. What does that mean? Like, this is the third time I've read something and I just don't know what it means. Can interact with his own jinx and ordnance damage for more tricky combat setups with the cooler. Ha! I don't know, maybe I'm retarded. Wait, these self-damaged by his own ordinances? I have no fucking idea. I literally don't even know where to begin understanding what those words in that order mean. I don't get how this is the same, or this is the gearbox that made BO2 and mostly fixed BO3. I'm starting to think it's not. Roll the bone skill tree. Let's see. Tree is all about those totems and debuffs. We've improved how these powers act when you're moving fast or changing tactics. Clairmancy bone totems will disappear if you happen to fall in battle or if you summon a vehicle. Gun damage from angry totems will expire when traveling to another map or initiating mission replay. Mortar totems now fire. Claromancy. Let me just open his tree. Claromancy, what I think it is? No? What's Claromancy? Oh no, Claromancy just is the skill. Right. So, is this saying fight for... This is not fight for your life, right? This is certainly just like, if you die, they disappear? Why can't they just fucking type actual words? Why can't they just type words? Why do they have to, if you happen to fall in battle, just say if you happen to die while fighting, because this makes it confusing. This makes it vague. Patch notes shouldn't be vague. You don't need to fucking spruce up patch notes with fun terms. Just fucking tell me what you changed. Oh my god. If you happen to stub your toe really, really hard, yeah, you can now actually trip and fall to add to what is it? To add to Cash's often unpredictable playstyle, you can now trip and fall and lose all your fucking bone totems. Updated the text to better explain what the store does, and the jinxed icon will only show up when the enemy is actually affected. Snake Eyes cooldown kicks in as soon as you've jinxed more than one enemy. We've also made your homing bone splinters last longer, have more time to find their target. Snake Eyes... Is that... That's not actually a thing. Is it? I don't remember that. Oh no, it is. I just did not remember that still being called that, because what is this? Or a bone totem. Yeah, I just had no fucking idea that's what that still was called. Whoops. Luck of the draw, sleight of hand. The still recharges when you enter your windfall state while fighting for your life. Piercing bolt card now damages nearby enemies. This is now counted as a melee attack. This means it would get much strong. Oh no. Oh no, because that's the override, right? Throw a grasping tentacle card that attaches to an area on impact. Oh my god, dude, he has better Haru specs. They just gave Cash better fucking Haru specs. He's actually just better Vex. There is now nothing that Vex does that Cash doesn't do better. Oh my fucking god. Why? Why did they give him Haru specs? Looks inside a rebalance patch and buffs. Yeah, this is like Back 4 Blood being the same team that made Left 4 Dead when in reality it's one guy who was an intern at the time. Vex found behind the trash. Yeah, she's just dead. Actually just dead. And then the red tree, trick shot. You've added a very short wait time between ricochets. That's a nerf. Keeps the action fast without causing the game to slow down when using high-speed weapons. Is this really where we're at, Gearbox? I'm sorry, are you this cucked by your fan base? Are you actually this afraid of your fucking fans that you have to reword a nerf? The, like, single nerf that I've read so far to sound like it's a good thing? Do you remember when they just nerfed the shit out of Flak because he needed it and didn't give a fuck? Because it was what the game actually just needed? People were still mad about that to this day, but it was what the game fucking needed, and Gearbox did it. And they never went back on it. Now we're sitting here. We've added a very short cooldown between ricochets. But, wait, it's not just a nerf, I swear, it's a good thing. This keeps the action fast without causing the game to slow down when using high-speed weapons. Dude, like, it's a fucking nerf. Just say it's a fucking nerf. Cucked. Completely and utterly fucking cucked, dude. Good God. Burn the house down no longer progresses the deal with it challenge with fire. Okay, that's not a still tree change. That's not a still tree change. That's a fucking addressed a sneaky interaction where Cash's own free grenades were applying bleed and stopping his shields from charging while using certain gear. It's a bug fix. Updated the math to make sure your special element infusions convert to kinetic damage. That's a buff. We also addressed the interaction with the Rooker Order Sniper that was training too many projectiles and could slow down the game. Again, like, you're not even saying, just say it's you readdressed an unintended interaction with the Rooker Order Sniper Rifle that was creating too many projectiles. Description has also been updated to reflect that the passive is only affected by non-bonus element damage. Wait. Update the math to make sure your special elemental infusions... Oh, okay, the infusions reflect that the passive is only affected by non-bonus elemental damage. Okay. Rockets are significantly better at finding and hitting corrupted enemies, and they no longer have a chance. Okay. From gloam to glow, here's the big one. When a suicide psycho tries to blow you up, that explosion damage is helpfully turned into an overshield for you. That's awesome. This totally isn't a skill that needs substantial nerfs or anything. Wait, he still... Wait. I also just realized he still has recursive bleed. Crossfire's burst fire is activated by... He still has recursive bleed, doesn't he? We nerf this character, but please, 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 please don't leave our game. I promise it's not bad. I swear. It's just, what are we looking at? That's dire. Oh no. Fellas. That's fucking insane. Yeah, man, big fucking patch. Oh my god. Okay. Could be worse. I expected it having much less players. Alright, Amon. Forge drones now move faster. Shots from the kickball or shotgun will pass right through your firewall, letting you stay protected while you blast away. Masterworks. Increased forge drone damage dealt. Ordained hammer. Increased detonation chance. Added detonation damage. Blast furnace increase. I mean... It's like, once again, just numbers, isn't it? This is actually good. This seems good. Damage dealt per stack and lowered max stack, so you're doing more damage. This is actually good. That's a really good change. See, this is a numbers change that actually affects something, right? Because you're buffing the damage dealt per stack, but you're also lowering the max stacks. So really, this is a consistency change. This isn't even necessarily a numbers change. That's really fucking good. This is the type of shit that Amon actually needs. Like, fuck, dude. Increase critical hit chance and active increased attack speed and movement speed. Increase the amount of overshield gained when damaging or when dealing action stow damage. Increase maximum shield capacity. Increase stow damage per point. Increase gun damage per stack and increase the stack duration to do more damage longer. That's also good. Increase maximum health and melee damage when at full health. Increase the amount of overshield gained per point. Increase the stack duration and fire rate per point. Stack duration is good again. Why don't they do... Maybe they did this for Vex. I'm seeing a lot of stack durations. This is making me excited. Increase damage to frozen enemies and bosses. Increased damage dealt per affinity stack on Elementalist. Increased forge run damage for each forge run. Again, like, there's a couple good changes in there. I'm sure that all of these are great, but, like, again, it's kind of just numbers, which are going to be a problem. Already probably are being a problem, but... I think they don't want to nerf cash, so they don't want people to feel cheated out of the powerful character they paid extra money for. Yeah, exactly. So they're going to be fucking horrified every time they have to nerf him. God forbid they get rid of his recursive bleed. Better give him Haru specs and leave the bleed. Jones is still going to be tickling enemies? Yeah, probably, but I mean, them moving faster is nice. Like, I like the consistency stuff that they've buffed in here. That's really good. I'm going to scream. That's it for Vex. Only right powers and boosted. We've also made some additional improvements to skills and class mods. Grave Power. This skill is meant to boost kill skills. We've adjusted the interaction where a non-kill skill, Witchy Trigger Finger, was getting a boost that it wasn't intended. So that's a nerf. Large weapons mounted on vehicles will no longer trigger this skill by mistake. On Bloodletter. Phase Familiar. Oh. But how much? How much, though? How much has Trouble's health been increased by? Is this actually, like, good? Melee attack damage has been increased. Reduce teleport cooldown to get Trouble back in the fight quicker. Like, this sounds like it's potentially good. If that's, like, a doubling of its health, then that's great. It's like they believed their marketing of cash being risk reward while not listening to anyone who says he's too strong. I mean, that sounds on par. Blood is magic increased how much action store damage is done based on Vex's health. So they just buffed Blood is magic. Okay, alright. Yowl and Bay, Vex's minions have more max health capacity. Increase the amount of gun damage dealt, increase gun damage duration. Elemental Essence, increase the elemental damage per point. Dead Ringer. Spectres are able to attack larger bosses from further away. Avatar, this is the second time they've buffed the bonus damage and attunement still duration. Kindred Spirits, increase the command still cooldown rate so you can use it more often. The problem with the Avatar isn't the Avatar class mod. It's still just that no one wants to do the attunement shit because it's not fun. Hate when a patch never says the numbers. Yeah, I remember they did that early on in the life cycle of 3, and then I think eventually they did start showing numbers, and it was really fucking nice, so I'm glad we just kind of forgot to do that again for 4. Rafa, if you use a class mod that gives extra points in the still, the duration will last longer. Shock-filled power triggers when you are firing missiles. You buffed the dancer? Good as your Grimador buff. Why are we buffing the dancer? Why are they buffing the dancer? Also, hey, there's a number. That's the first number I think we've seen. Yeah, my boy Rava gets a buff. I don't care if it's not balanced. He's my goat. They cut it in half. They're buffing it. They nerfed it at some point, right? Is that what you're talking about? They nerfed it, but it was still fucking great. Chroma Accelerator, you can use Jacob's pistols to shoot and detonate your unstable energy pockets. Why? Like, that's cool, but why is it specifically Jacob's pistols? Or was it that specifically Jacob's pistols weren't working previously? I don't know if this was just a thing that you could do to shoot them and maybe Jacob's wasn't working. I don't play enough fucking Harlow. Dancer gave 100% overdrive bonuses, now it's 50%. So is this just buffing it back, or? No, so they're, unless they wrote this entirely incorrect, this is just a buff. It's now 150%. It's a nerf? Overdrive bonuses are now increased by plus 50%. Wait, so... I see what it's saying. That's the worst fucking... Dude. I don't know if this is intentional or not anymore. Are they just actually trying to hide the fact that they're nerfing things? Wording it as overdrive bonuses are now increased by plus 50%. That's saying that they're like, that wording is them buffing it. But no, I see what you mean. They're saying that that is now the total bonus from it. When this should say overdrive bonuses are now having a reduction by 50%. Dude, I'm gonna fucking scream. Patch notes feel like intentional rage bait by whoever wrote it. I mean, that's a good change. Fucking Dancer needed a goddamn nerf, but why do they fucking word things the way that they do? Like, see, okay, this is literally the example here. Esgrimador, increased critical hit chance. Overdrive bonuses are now increased by plus 50%. Like, I hate this so much. Whoever writes these patch notes needs to fucking figure it out. All right. Activation reduces less action, so duration. Reactor effects seen from intense stacks have been reduced. Septic increased damage from radiation and cryo darts. Lowered the action still cooldown rate to account for the increased damage. Increased lifesteal. Hazard damage and radius increased. We need a new patch note writer. This one can't do his job. Like, legitimately, this guy is... Whoever writes this shit is actually awful at their job. Either that, or, like, maybe it's not him, and maybe there is someone... Maybe there's, like, a PR person that's just like, you can't say that you're nerfing things. We can't risk that right now. We only have 3,000 people playing. You can't say you're nerfing things. All 3,000 of those people are tiny little bitch babies, and they will cry. All right, Pearlescent. Tier updates. Finding the ultimate pearlescent weapon is an exciting chase, and we want to make sure the gear you're getting always feels powerful and special. To help you get the best versions of these rare items, we've tidied up the parts that can appear on them that didn't meaningfully add to the gun's gameplay, resulting in more consistent drops. This change will apply to new drops. Soul Survivor always comes with a COV mag, has a much better chance of featuring an Atlas underbarrel attachment, and has a smaller pool of licensed barrels. Order AR Crow Source, we removed some magazine types that didn't fit quite right, such as COV and Ripper. Do I even need to say anything? Do I need to speak on this? I feel like Why are we removing Ripper mags from fucking Order ARs? Ugh. Is it bad? I don't know. It's the Order AR Pearlescent, and it now can no longer remove it can no longer roll Ripper. Why? Why are we removing fucking Ripper from the pool? I imagine it's because, so let me pull it up. The Crow Source, I think when you're fully charged, yeah, it fires out random objects and shit. When you're fully charged, it fires out more. I assume the reason that they got rid of this is because you can't get like the fully charged bonus with Ripper. But I think that's a pretty fair trade-off for having a fully auto variant of it. Why are we just removing fucking, like, different variants of weapons? Why is that happening? Why, like, COV, sure, whatever. But why the fuck are we getting rid of Ripper? Move underbarrel parts from this weapon to reduce part variance. Yeah, let it be balancing then. If I want to sacrifice the fully charged bonus for fire rate, so be it. Except, no, now you're not allowed to sacrifice the fully charged bonus for fire rate, so fuck you. Fuck you. You're wrong. Gearbox is going to prevent you from doing that, actually. How dare you? How dare you want to play this game in your own way? Fuck you. Damage will increase immediately if an ally falls in battle. Thank God. Projectiles that aren't splash damage properly scale with increased splash damage, or that deal splash damage. Prevented non-melee attacks from triggering shards. I can't, dude, I cannot believe this. We're fucking removing Ripper. I like the idea of changing licensed parts roll chances for specific uniques to be easier to farm for or have more of an identity, but also they fucked up in the execution of that idea, it seems. Yeah, this is just them putting handcuffs on me and telling me I'm free to leave at any time. Like, the entirety of BL4 has been a very restrictive experience from launch, but it really is only getting worse. Crazy shit. The explosions, okay. Hand cannons, sticky projectiles explode when they should after hitting an enemy. Is that just a buff to the hand cannon? Nova damage gets stronger for every sticky projectile you've attached to an enemy. I thought that's what it was. I thought that's what it did. Then your shot on an enemy's head will always count as a critical hit. Interesting. Apparently that was a problem with that head. I was unaware. Restored missing prefixes to the heavy weapon Gamma Void and the Molly 1 SMG. Oh my god. Corrected the shock damage and updated the cards for fire versions. You've also timed the Nova Blast to better match the flashes on your screen. And the flamethrower and bullet hose enhancements so that their extra shots don't improperly stack. I mean, this all seems good. Throwing your gun now creates even more guns when reloading with the Digi-Divider enhancement or Rolf's Cackling Grenadier class mod. Bismuth-tip daggers, fire shock, and other effects will now keep hurting enemies as long as the daggers are stuck in them. Oh. That's big. That's really big. That's huge for dot builds. I mean, I think these changes are all pretty good. Next patch, Ripper gone from everything. Dude, all the fucking retards on Reddit say that Ripper's bad and Ripper's awful and Ripper ruins guns. We have to remove Ripper. We have to remove the fucking best goddamn fucking mag enhancement ever. This game is like the ingredients for a Michelin star meal, but the chefs can only use the microwave. Cook this steak, but you only use a hot garbage can lid as a pan. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. Every, like, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. UI menus, I don't really care. ID up the health boss, or the boss health bars to keep your eyes on the prize. Streamline still icons like Harlow's 0-point marker will only show up while the boss is actually effective. Effect is known, the icon disappears. Enemies no longer look like they have full health just because you looked away for a second. Photo mode! Come on. Oh, come on. Can you actually, like, take a picture with it yet, though? Action shows like Cash's Windfall or Vex's Eldritch Blast look exactly as they should when you pause. Okay, but can you actually pause, though? You can't even pause instantly anymore. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Go/hide tools, follow your orders, toggles for enemies, and summons work for every creature. Damage numbers and indicators will not be present in your shots. Cash will hide his cards. Getting shots to be easy, whether you're on rotating the camera. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Wait, resetting your camera view while in a vehicle will not cause you to accident. Oh my god, but that's... They didn't fix any of the actual fucking issues, like any of the big issues with photo mode. Audio and visuals. What was this? Split screen, don't care. Audio and visuals, fucking whatever. God, dude. Sick. That was awesome, actually, I think. That was a really, really good patch. I'm very excited to play the video game today. I now need to sign into Epic. Hold on. I don't know why I need to sign in, because I'm definitely signed in. It was like buying fast food, but you only get the bag because the delivery driver ate it on the way there. Be happy to use order if it didn't take decades to charge it, so I can get the same damage as 2 shots from a Jacobs. Like, there are some orders that feel great. Like, I love the fucking goalkeeper and the, why are you making me sign in again? I've fucking signed in. I've signed in. Alt F4. Dude, Epic just is is saving me from playing this game, it would seem. Gearbox ever replaced or heavily reworked or still on any Borderlands game? I mainly play Vex, and I feel like we have a huge expensive skill tree, but we only ever use half of it. Yeah. I think that happened with 3. I mean, heavily reworking has definitely happened with 3. They have every fucking ability to do it. I just highly doubt it will ever happen. Like, Vex's trees need a lot of work. They at least need to be moved around. Okay, I now need BO4 to stop running, please. Like, I'm very clearly signed into Epic, considering I'm signed in the launcher. This wouldn't happen if you were on Steam. True. Don't you love a feature that's already perfect in previous game, now suddenly becomes shitty? Yeah, they had 2 games where photo mode launched with them, and also actually worked. I think they should make an open beta, to be honest, that players playtest weekly challenges they're making. It doesn't hurt the normal players anyways. Dude, I'm pretty sure this is a beta test. I think BO4 so far has been a beta test. The problem is they just aren't actually listening to any of the feedback that they're getting. At least none of the actual good feedback. They're removing Ripper from fucking... they removed Ripper from the crow source. That... I don't understand how we got here. I did want to look at something. My SDUs are fucked. Cool. Do I just need to do this every time they fucking update the game now? There was a skill I was gonna look at. I might need to open the patch notes again and refresh myself. I deadass completely forget what I was gonna fucking... Yeah, it's been 8 months and Harlow's Blue Tree is still shit. Hell yeah. Dude, hey, they're really committed, alright? They're constantly thinking about improvements to action skills and skill trees, alright? Constantly. It's constantly on their mind. They're constantly working on it. Okay. Griff Power, Bloodletter. Oh, right. I wanted to see Blood is Magic. What is this at now? 10% per point? What was it before? Actually, I think that's big. Wasn't it like 6% before? Sure, Loot Lemon still has the old numbers. %. That's actually a pretty big buff. 6 out of 5, which is what I currently have, was previously 48%. It's now 60%. That's kind of big. That means I can get up to 70%. Right? Or... No, I'm at +2 for my class mod. You could get to 70% if you drop the Grave Sustenance point. Which I don't think is worth it, but... It's not bad. Yeah, 6 or 7%? Doing anything but nerfing cash. I think you said something about trouble health buff. Yeah, but I don't know how to test that. Does it say how much? No, it doesn't fucking say how much health trouble has anywhere. They did also buff fucking Dead Ringer. Not that it does anything. Just makes it like slightly more consistent. They did buff the avatar too. I want to go take a look at the avatar. Maybe it's just like obscene now. Maybe I spend today trying to make an avatar build. Gotta compile those shaders. Better have fun with your Ripper Crow source before another level cap increase hits. I don't even have a Ripper Crow source, and I never will now. I don't know if you played it, but Slay the Spire 2 is amazing with the beta weekly challenges, both big and small. And then the good ones stay for the real patch. Yeah, no, I have been playing a decent bit of Slay the Spire 2. It's a game that actually is, like, worked on by people that give a shit. Fantastic. What have you spent today playing Dark Souls 2, Staller of the First Sin instead? I don't have that. It doesn't say what the buff is. I'm gonna scream. 70% attunement still duration though. So what does that go up to? That's 70%, 6 seconds. That is 10-second duration, 10.2. And then you can also, what is this? So that's 45% on top of that. So the way that probably stacks is separately. So it's probably 6 times, what did I say that was? 7%, so that's 45%. 6 times 0.45. That's 2.7. So that increases it to 12.9 seconds, so almost 13-second duration. Why is it not just plus 100%? Because you have to realize that is 5 points that you have to dump into here to get up to 13. The class mod should just be plus 100, that way you don't need to waste the 5 points here. Gearbox is trying. Okay, it's tough when only there's 2 people working on BO4. Is that big of a dev team? 2 whole people? They had a program where they hired homeless people to work on their game, and they're doing their best. Dude, they just went out to the fucking... They're based in Austin, right? So there's a lot of fucking homeless people there that they get to pull from. I'm really glad they're educating the homeless population. That's really nice of Good Guy Gearbox. I'm gonna duplicate this save, and we're gonna fuck around with Avatar. Not that it's gonna be good, but we're gonna try. I do need to quit game because of how this fucking shit works. You duplicate a save file and the game freaks the fuck out unless you restart. Oh, right, photo mode. I was going to check out photo mode, too. Still, that makes Dead Ringer hold a copy of X's gun. Would it be too broken if the duration they hold the gun is increased or even lasts as long as the clone? It's almost like they did that before. I wonder why they don't just do that again. It worked really well the last time. It was actually really cool and really fun to play around that with the last game. I don't know why they would do that. It might have something to do with the 3 that was in the title of that game, maybe. They nerf cache their organs get sold on the black market. That's why there's no cache nerfs and why all the nerfs are obscured by vague language. Yeah, they're actually trying to get the nerfs past the fucking Randy. He'd probably be the one that would harvest their organs. I think it's this one then. Let me rename this. Seems like that program works well with the patch note wording. Listen, we've come a long way from them pretending that they understand what they did to fucking neutron capture back in fucking like November, when they tried to sound like they knew what the fuck they were talking about in their own game. Sure, they don't want to do it again. Playing around the duration is really annoying. I don't know why they wouldn't want to do it again is the thing. Like, I understand that, like, that fucking Double Barrel was kind of crazy, but I don't know, in the context of everything else in Borderlands, not just 3, in Borderlands in general, it's not that crazy, and it was fun. I think they're just allergic to fun at this point. Again, I think Gearbox is just cucked, but they're cucked to the people that don't enjoy playing Borderlands. Alright, so what the fuck are we doing here, fellas? I need attunements. But how much do I actually need attunements? Because I have a lot of avatars that have, like, a shit ton of attunements just on them. Because this has all 4 ready to rumble. Are those my only avatars? Surely those aren't my only avatars. Those might be my only avatars. You can see how much I'm interested in that fucking... Oh, no, there we go. That's 3. Those are my only level 60 avatars, I think. Well, we'll use it. Because that gives me 4 attunements right there. So what does that do? Let me fucking just respec everything real quick. We'll do some testing here. How do I unequip? I forget how to play this game. Okay. Oh, I do need to take that off because that's giving me damage. I yeet out of here. I wish my icons would load. I could like look at the things that are in my inventory. I'm just gonna drop those. That's fine. This is a duplicated save anyways. I still have all the shit. Okay. So high cal I need off. So there shouldn't be anything. I want this off as well. Oh, I need to drop another thing. What? That's not what I wanted to drop you. I love that the drop button changes depending on what fucking menu you're on. Okay.
Only I had a speedy chair.
Shield. I was like, why is that changing? I'm trying to BL3 control. Oh my lord. I don't know. I don't know how to play this game. No, that's not okay. That's not the fucking drop button. It's R on this screen. It's F when you're in your equipment, but it's no. Wait, where's the now? What's the drop button? Where did the drop button go? Can I not drop out of my backpack? What's happening? PL4 is such a good UI. Dude, I'm having a blast. I don't know what I'm doing. And I can't fucking figure it out. Okay. 6,053. Let's equip the avatar. 6,053. 79.69 or 78.69. That is a that is a 30% increase. Huh. 30% gun per attunement sounds good, but it's probably not. Like, is that actually that good? Because, listen, hear me out. You have 30% per attunement. Or you just do grave implements. I mean, that's probably good. Combine that with grave implements. That's like kind of doubling. It's a little over doubling because you get 4. Like reasonably, you can activate 4 attunements on a single rotation, right? You have 4 item slots. You could technically, activate more attunements if you fucking pause and swap weapons into your back or like into your hands from your backpack. Technically, you could have fucking 6 attunements active at once. But like 120% gun. The thing is, like 120% gun is nice, but that's not the highest damage that you can get from your class mod. That's not even close. The fucking new class mod gives you fucking like 600%. Or I guess it's an additional 300%. That you can get from your class mod. And not consistent, but still, like, that's up to 300% damage. Fucking Grave Thirst is obscene. But the big thing, right? The big thing is that this applies to your clones. So, like, maybe it's big. Maybe it's big. Maybe that makes it worthwhile. I mean, it should be pretty easy for me to test real quick, considering everything in this game is identical, and therefore I can kind of just run the exact same build that I usually run, and just swap my skill tree, because gear is kind of the only thing that actually matters. What do I actually want here? What do I actually want out of blue? I need to take something out of blue, right? It's almost a miracle that UI can become worse between games, so I'm really impressed. They need to focus on adding more of what people like instead of less of what people don't like, I think. Yeah, like, you can soften the blow of a nerf by just having the rest of the patch slap. As long as you're, like... Because I think this is how fucking BL3 did it a lot of the time, where they would put, anytime there was like a major nerf to something, it would come with a bunch of changes that usually were buffs, if not just like neutral to weapons or fucking skills. Like, it was never just nerfs. And as long as they would do that, if we had a patch that had fucking nerfs that also came with like really fun stuff, then people won't be upset. And even if people do get upset, it's your fucking game, dude. Like, being that cucked to your fan base is not fucking useful. It's not a worthy use of your time, is fucking bending over and spreading a hole to your fucking player base that heavily. Your players don't need your hole that bad. Anyways. I mean, minion gun damage probably isn't gonna do too much here. Because what is that? Fucking 30%? I mean, it's effectively an extra attunement being active. But Sanguine Fiends... probably not going to be able to get Mortal Terror. I need to figure out what I want in this tree. Let's say 5 out of 5 into here for now. I want Fire Rate. That could be alright. It'll increase damage. I think Grave Fiends is good, right? Was that 12.5% per stack? So I probably will actually. I probably don't need... I mean, the one case where fucking prismatic weaponry is actually useful, right? I just use Coven, and then that's probably it. How much is this? 40% minion damage? That doesn't really sound worth the 5 points. We'll come back to that if I have the points to spare. I've seen so many games get worse from listening to a player base. It's a balance. Yeah, it's a balance that Gearbox really just does not seem to get. BO3 will always get some shit whenever something got nerfed. But it does it goes a long way to prove those nerfs do nothing but help the game a lot. But Tediore nerf is still shit though. Tediore is the only nerf to this day that I think was dumb. Pretty much. Like, even the commitment nerf, well, I don't like it and I don't agree with it, and I think it was the wrong way. Oops, the wrong way to go about it. Like, even then, I understand why it happened. The Tediore nerf was just fucking stupid. And that is the only nerf in the entirety of BL3 that I think is actively bad. But everything else was fantastic. And the reason that we got all the nerfs that we did get was because they didn't fully listen to their fan base. If they listened to the player base, they would have never nerfed anything again after Flak. And the game would have been a complete fucking mess. Now it's just green tree time, I think. Or is it? Let me look at red a little bit. Let me take a little peek at red. Well, immediately I realize it is actually kind of really fucking difficult to do anything here. Like, I guess blood is magic is the way that you go down. But then how do you go down beyond that? Overprotective? I guess? I probably do just go fucking green. As you always do with Vex. You always go green. That's just kind of the way it works. I don't need prescience, right? Because I have auto crit from here. So prescience isn't actually necessary, but I might go for it anyways. Because while I can get 30% crit chance, that's not super consistent. I think I want 1 point into there because I want to be able to spam my skill a little bit more. I don't think I can fucking... No. Fuck, man. I might not need prescience. Let's try without prescience first. God, I still have 14 points. Holy shit. God, level 60 is cool. Nah. I almost wonder, is this just better to go for a fucking misericord than the avatar at this point? Like, unironically, how much damage do you get from the misericord? Did you get still damage from it, right? .4% still damage can stack up to 50 times. That's 70% still damage. It's not as much damage as you get from the avatar, but like, I feel like that's probably easier to use damage. Misericord might actually just be better for fucking specters at this point, even after the buff. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I could just go target prescience anyways, because I don't think there's really much else. Still damage. I could go mourning. I could even drop a point from Mortal Terror to max out mourning. And then that buffs Grave Fiends. Does that buff Grave Fiends too? This seems like this might be fucking crazy. That's 12.5 times 1.3, 16.25 times 6. That's 97.5 fucking damage for Vex and minions out of that with mourning. That's not as good as I would want it to be, I don't think. Better than that. God, I hate this shit. Why do specters just suck so much dick, dude? Thing is, this would be totally like... I know exactly what I would do if damage here wasn't additive. I have the pathway in my brain of how this sort of build could work and what skills in this I want if damage wasn't just entirely fucking additive. But like, there's just so many things where I'm like Grave Fiends isn't that amazing here, is it? Because that's just fucking another additive 100%. I already kind of have a lot. And like, while I think it's good as is, I don't know if it's worth going down to fucking mourning for. But if I don't go to mourning, then what else do I actually have? Like, where is the fucking value coming in? I don't know where else I can get better value outside of Mourning. Like, I could go to Blood is Power, but I don't have any fucking lifesteal. Like, I would get Essence Leech, and I could dump a couple more points into Leeching Attunement, but, like, Essence Leech doesn't matter because I don't get the action still doubling. Could get Curse, an extra Curse. Like, Curse isn't terrible, right? Oh yeah, Misericord gives way better fucking stills. Like, I was also thinking about Curse, but I don't think I understand how Curse works. I've heard that Curse is okay. But, like, I don't know how much it's actually gonna do here. Curse damage not triggers minion melee damage and deals increased damage when it is triggered by a critical hit. Like, I don't know. I don't get Curse is the problem. It's like 1,000 kinetic status damage that only gets boosted by part of material components. That's pleasant. Well, they didn't buff that today. I don't know, how much is Recurrence? Is it 0.16? Times 5 is 0.8. You fucking serious? That's so much shit for just 40% gun damage. This is just a melee skill, isn't it? This is like fucking Rafa's Diamond Hands where it gives gun damage just so that you can boost your melee damage further, right? Because 0.20 times 5 is 1%, so it's 50% melee plus 20% melee, so it's 50, 60, so it's 70% melee damage. That's all that still is. That's awesome. That's sick. I love this game. I love how they balance around fucking specializations. What did I undo? I undid something. I undid that. No, that. Crazy thing is, we haven't even gotten to the point of, like, where the level 60 matters. We're still in level 50 territory, and I just don't know where to put these last 5 points. Because I don't, like, what else actually gives me value? This is the problem with Spectres. Is they kind of just, like, don't give you value. I don't know, let's just fucking grab Mourning, because I don't know. Well, what the fuck else do I take? Give myself some fucking movement speed, I guess. We'll see how this goes. Oops. Every type of inheriting bonus damage gives you an additional proc of Curse, so it's like the weird mixologist thing, but way worse. Still crit from Keen Mind could be nice. Or do another point in Sanguine for better sustain, maybe. Yeah, but see, that's more like... That stuff is thinking more about if this build even works. I'm like, I can start thinking about more utility type stuff when I figure out if this even does damage. Which I'm kind of thinking it will not. If I'm being completely honest. I don't even have Corrosive, do I? What fucking attunements do I have? Radiation, kinetic, incendiary shock. Okay, so incendiary shock, I need radiation, and then kinetic. There we go. Let's go take this. Actually, I should put wombo combo at the end. That's probably gonna be the one I'm using. Because of course, you know damn well we're testing this shit on Big Rigo. This is fun gameplay. I'm having a blast already. Look at me go. That's the wrong one. Fellas, I don't think I do damage. This sucks. Just no to Rigo. Let's just fucking see what happens. Unfortunately, just swapping isn't fun. Like, by the time I'm done swapping, it's already a third of my fucking duration gone. Look down there. Like, while I'm swapping, it takes a third of the fucking attunement duration to fucking swap between all of them and activate everything. So even with the attunement duration buff, I get like 5 seconds of actually shooting. So if you can't kill anything in 5 seconds, fuck you, bozo. But I don't know how the hell you plan to kill anything in 5 seconds with specters. The attunement duration needs to be like 20 fucking seconds or some shit. They just aren't even fighting the boss. Yeah, this sucks. Oh my god, tickle torture damage, my favorite. Oh. Yeah, attunements are really fun to play around, I think. I think attunements are actually a great idea and a fucking fantastic time, and the Misericord certainly isn't just better. I have to wait 3 light years for the cooldown peak gameplay. Calm down with the damage now, you can crash the game. Yeah, I sure hope that they tone that down so I don't crash the game, you know? Good guy Gearbox looking out for me. I don't know, then, okay, let's assume Misericord. Let me throw that on. I think Spectres still just suck dick. I don't think it actually matters, but we'll try it for the teehees. I want as many points into keen mind here. Or no target presence. Won't no. I probably just want the crit, right? I don't really care. Like in this case, I don't know if I care about specters. Misericord kind of is just... No, but what does this actually do if I'm using specters? I'm just now thinking about this. I can't get enchantment. So this would be giving me skill damage on prismatic weaponry, which I don't think matters. I think specters still just suck ass. I don't think there's any fucking worth to specters no matter what still. Which I'm not surprised by. Specters themselves should get skill damage as well. I mean, yeah, but we just saw what they did when they had as much damage as they possibly could right now. The Avatar has more damage than Misericord does for Specters. So if you're using Misericord, you have to be using it not for the Specters. And if you're using it not for the Specters, it doesn't really do anything for the Specters. The Specters just kind of help you stack it, and that's about it, but you can just stack it yourself instantly anyways. Patch notes mention anything about the glitch trophies? I don't know. It mentioned a lot of things about bugs and challenges and stuff, so maybe. What's in the patch? Jack shit. They didn't even nerf Cash that much. He still has recursive bleed. I recommend watching the first 40 minutes of this stream. 1 point in Hardy Spectre range Groundbreaker. I mean, I just don't think this works for what I'm doing here. I think Spectres are dead. It doesn't fucking exist. It's fake. It's a fraud. How many people are employed for BO4 development? I don't think any. Like, dude, the patch notes at this point talk in circles as much as the devcast do. There's a reason there's 3,000 people playing this game right now. Man. Well, I can just delete this. $3K on patch day. That's where we're at. I don't know. I do wonder if Trouble actually has like a reason. We can just go throw Trouble at something and see how long it takes to die. If it's substantial, Trouble should actually survive for longer than like, I don't know, 2 seconds. I think. It is just the mixologist thing, actually. Alright, dog, go do something. I mean, it's surviving. Is Trouble not dog shit anymore? Base Trouble. Yeah, Base Trouble's taking a beating. But I mean, that is unbuffed Trouble. That's unbuffed Trouble on true UVH6. Is that actually substantial? Is Trouble not abysmal dog shit right now? That's actually kind of crazy. It only took them 8 months to make Trouble maybe good. Spectres are still fucking worthless, though. God, I love having one action still. It's just like BO2. I love having one action still. I don't know, man. What do I go fucking farm? I mean, that's gotta be how I end off the stream, right? Just finding something to do. We can go try out the DLC area, actually, see how the nightmare things have been improved. So let's go hit a loop. It was crazy how the biggest fucking change for Vex is Trouble actually not being abysmal dog shit. Again, assuming it isn't. It's not actually like a full Trouble build. But that might be something I actually play around with at some point. I would actually consider it at this point. Because the last time I tried Trouble, he just imploded. And that was on UVH5. Can't wait for doggy build video. I don't know, honestly, I have a couple BO3 builds that I would much rather be making videos on, so. I do still want to update my melee Rafa, which will probably happen soon. But aside from that, I honestly, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of BO4 or new BO4 videos. That's a rift. Now it said you can enter them on a vehicle. What does that do? Does that put me in on the vehicle? Because I would love that. That would be hilarious. I think they lied. Or were they not talking about the nightmare rifts? Was the vehicle thing just about normal rifts? I could have swore it said you can fucking enter it on a vehicle now. It's not Deadeye on it. Oh yeah, they did. They buffed the core. That's what I'm actually kind of interested in seeing. Because I could have sworn, like, the thing that they said that they buffed, it was just how I thought that this worked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it always said scales the number of attached stickies, but I guess that might have not been working properly. Oh, Showcase, you did meme seem squishy as hell still. Flax pets would be immortal without stoves in that environment. Yeah, but it's infinitely better than what fucking Trouble was. Like, I think at that point, I think, what is it? Where's the one that, like, actually heals Trouble? I mean, Grave Thirst. You fucking give Grave Thirst to Trouble there, I think he probably lives forever. Like, if I had actually gone and killed something myself, he probably lives forever. Problem was he just didn't activate Grave Thirst. You didn't see him try to 1v1 a bulkhead? That's the real test. Have you messed at all with the configuration? It's super funny. You can use the cat to snap and make riffs, snazzy stuff. I have. The configuration is really cool. I used it briefly when I was playing around with updating my Deadeye build. Like the Sniper Vex build that I have. And that was really fun. Having fucking 800% damage or whatever on a on a sniper rifle shot is pretty fucking enjoyable. With the 10 out of 5 dead wire or whatever. The rifts as well do seem really interesting. I haven't played around with the rifts as much, but even just on that setup, the rifts seemed cool. What Borderlands videos are in the cooking? It's mostly build stuff right now. Like, I have a huge backlog of build videos that I need to get up. There's a couple that I meant to get up before BL4 even came out that I want to do. Like, I have the updated version of Crackshot Amara, whatever, the Sniper Amara build. I did a stream finishing up the Faulty Star Mose, which worked out incredibly well, and I want to get a build up on. One of the ones I really want to do, I haven't even started like fucking around with it yet. I want to do a Grav Trap variant for Boombot. Because still with Boombot, the one issue it has is like ammo sustain, because it's fucking rocket launchers. Granted, with like Leave No Trace, it's not awful. It just kind of depends on the launcher, but I want to be able to use heavier ammo cost launchers with it without much issue. Like if I can just fucking spam the hive for infinity. And it really shouldn't be that much different. I just need to rework the skill trees enough to get forage. And then once I get forage, it's kind of the same shit. Because the anointment is 150 while active, and that's literally the same thing that fucking Fade is, so I know that the damage is gonna be there. It's literally just a different skill. For no particular reason, I'm excited for Crackshot. It's a fun one. Like, the original one, like, Sniper Amara is just enjoyable as is. But I don't know, now that it has Terror and it's, like, actually kind of good, it's neat. Where's my Nova? There's my Nova. That's it. Thank you for the follow, Reapsy. Welcome, brother. That was kind of disappointing. Kind of like severely disappointing. Can you go underground for that? I don't think the core is that good. I don't know, maybe I was actually like built for Novas, but that did seem incredibly underwhelming. I'm a linebacker. Why am I blind? There you go. Have you tried Ken Sniper? It's kind of peak. Is it Kensei Sniper? I assume. God, I really want a good Fear Stalker. I thought it was a buff. What happened? I mean, it probably got buffed. It just, I don't know. I thought I was having a better time with it before it was buffed, actually. Didn't I like chunk fucking Inceptus with it? Maybe I'm misremembering, but I did think I kind of fucking chunked Inceptus. I'm not sure you can build for Novas. What do they scale with? Splash and Ellie? I assume it's probably also skill. Maybe Ordnance. What do you mean they made the Soul Survivor somehow worse? They did? Oh, the Soul Survivor. Gotcha. I don't know. That's why I am also fucking questioning if they even buffed the core. They gave us the concept of the theoretical idea of buffs. What is the Kensei Sniper? I'm always a big fan of using the Kensei. Can't imagine it scales with skill. Ordnance I could see, but I don't know about skill. You know, I have no fucking idea. I assume there's gotta be a way to build around them. There's always been a way to build around them. But thinking about it, I don't think I've ever seen anyone build around Novas. I think a big problem with building around Novas in this game is, nothing multiplies. How do you scale a Nova without multiplication? Like, what is the base do I have a Nova shield on me? Can I just look at the base damage of a fucking Nova? I don't. How do you scale a Nova without multiplying it in the end game of Borderlands? Now it only spawns with COV and Atlas parts. See, I like them removing the fucking Ripper from Crowstorst. That's really cool. I'm so happy that they removed one of the coolest parts to roll on an order weapon from an order weapon. Awesome. Give us the concept of the theoretical idea of buffs. I don't know if this really feels much better than it did previously. Oh, wait, never mind. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It is actually like 3 in, what, 2 loops? Or no, it was 3 loops? Have I gotten... Am I going 1 for 1 on my loop to Nightmare Rift ratio? That does actually seem better. Where did it go? God, I got my Torg enhancement on. Soul Survivor it. Or not Soul Survivor, excuse me. This is called Shoot and Scoot. Other S gun. Do I have Witchy on? I do. I just whiffed. He's eating stickies. He's just eating the stickies. I love when the enemies do that. It's really enjoyable, actually. What? Am I losing my mind? Or did this used to be a shotgun? It's a Ripper shotgun? Yeah, but like, where did its other projectile go? Yeah, wait, I'm not fucking crazy. ×2. What happened? ×2. They nerfed it. What? They shadow nerfed the fucking Earl. It's what the fuck? They halved it. Not they more than halved it. This is only 3,600 per shot. That used to be like 4,000 ×2. Oh my fucking god. This game's a mess, dude. Oh my fucking god. Oh, so I'm getting fucking sick of Cragula. Why is this man just an absolute beast? Check DMs. It's not even listed on there. But the bot is A-okay. Yeah, we're nerfing 2 pearls. We're just gonna nerf 2 pearls, one of which we're not even gonna mention. But the bod's still chill. That's fine, actually. The bod gets to continue existing. That's totally okay. Soul Survivor nerf? Actually, oh right, they nerfed 3 of the pearls. There was a nerf to the Soul Survivor, nerf to the Crow Sourced, and a nerf to the Crazed Oral. They nerfed literally every single DLC pearl. Splancher's still over 400k base damage. Oh man, dude. Oh man. It's like hilariously bad. This game is just hilariously fucked. And there's people that still say that it's the same cycle they've seen with BL3, you know? Everyone hates it. Everyone's loud and hates the game, but it's actually really good, and they're fixing it up really good, and it's gonna be really, really good in a couple years. But, like, do you want to see the difference between... I can show you. I can pull up visually. I can visualize the difference between these games. The difference between a vocal minority and a loud majority. All right, are you guys ready to see the difference here? So, It will be the BO3 Cycle Trust. So here's the difference that we're dealing with between BL4 and BL3, okay? This game has been out September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. All right, we're going on the 9th month. May is month 9 of this game being out. All right, and we started up here. We are now at fucking 3K players today with a 24-hour peak of 3775. All right. BL3 has 2,000 people playing on Steam. Again, it didn't even launch on this platform. I'll come back when you aren't showing the player base. BL3 did not launch on this platform, has 2,000 players. It did not reach, this is its entire lifespan, all right? Peaked at 93,000. It did not reach 3,000 players until January 2026. And now, of course, this is a lower peak than this. So let's talk numbers, all right? Let's talk percentage-wise here. We got 300%, or this is a 100% fucking, or no, excuse me. This is a, what is that? What's the percentage here? Like 98% or some shit? How do you do percent? I just did this earlier. 302, 420, no, wrong way. Hold on, wrong way around. 3203 divided by 302,420, nope, 302,421 times 100. 99%. Yeah, we have a 1% of the player base. This has dropped to 99% of their players in 8 months. Okay. BL3, I don't even think is at that, is it? Like 93,597 times, or no. That's the wrong button. Fuck. 93,597 divided by 2046 times 100. I did this the wrong way around. I did that totally the wrong way around. 2046 divided by 93,597 times 100. Yeah. This is the difference between a vocal minority, which is what we had when BL3 was going through its shit, when BL3 came out, and a loud majority. I know the player base is down by a lot, but showing the player base is kind of worthless in the game of Borderlands type since it's a single player. What do you mean? How is it worthless? Oh, I can't see the numbers. Whoops. 2%. BL3 to this day still is currently holding 2 times the players of BL4 percentage-wise. Yeah, it's a single-player game, but BL2 and BL3 are vastly older with a higher rate of player retention. That's what I mean. I don't, like, it's totally fine. Player base does matter. It's a good metric. The player base isn't important for you to experience the game like a multiplayer game. The player base is important to show who's playing the game and how much the game is actually retaining people playing it. If the game isn't retaining people, then there's a problem. Yeah, let's do Borderlands 2. Also 2,000 people from a peak of 123. When did it hit this? When did it first drop below 4,000 players? BL3 did not drop below 3,000 players until BL4 came out. Or below 4,000 until BL4 came out. Yeah, but it's not maintaining the peak. That's why I'm using percentages here. That's the problem. Is percentage-wise, it is not performing nearly as well as any other game in this franchise. any other mainline game in this franchise. Had double BL3's budget, had triple the peak, and failed to meet that. That's exactly the problem. Wonderlands? Wonderlands, I think, might also have not been... I think it fell off really quick, too. Which I think, again, it's another game that didn't have as good of a patch history, right? So Wonderlands launched to 14,000. What's 1% of 14,000? So we have to look for when it hit 1.4 thousand. Okay, so it hit it around May 2023, so about a year later, right? Because when did it launch? July 2022? Or a little bit earlier than that? It launched in June. It hit its first... It hit 1% player base the next year. That's 10%? Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, so it actually hasn't reached 1% of its player base. So, I mean, even then, it took a year to hit 10%, all right? So, when did this... How long did this hit 10%? No, go over. That'll be 30,000? BL4 was at 25,000 by October. So, like, 2 months. Wonderlands said the same thing as BL3 on Epic. I think Wonderlands did launch on Steam, did it not? I mean, even then, that's still not helpful. That's not helpful, at least to the case of BL4 not being in a dire situation. When did Wonderlands release? June. Okay, so it did release. It wasn't that much different, though. It was March. Wait, so March, April, May. So it was only a 2-month difference. But yeah, no, that literally, if you want to bring up the fact that BL3 did not release, or BL3 and Wonderlands didn't release on Steam, that literally only means that there's probably at least 2 times the current listed players on Steam charts that are currently playing it. Game Dev made money and will make money. I'm happy with the game, just waiting for content right now. Well, that's the problem. We've been waiting for content for 8 months. Yeah, player base still means people who will buy the DLC and how the resource allocation happens at Gearbox. It also means who's going to buy the next game. Like, say what you will about BL3. BL3's success fed into BL4's success on launch. BL2's success fed into BL3's success. BL4 losing 99% of its player base in 8 months is probably going to feed into BL5 negatively, even if BL5 bangs. Like you said, they definitely made their money back, but, like, I think this has tarnished their reputation in the way that I think that people wanted BL3 to tarnish their reputation. But again, vocal minority versus loud majority. Or versus upset majority. That's the situation we're dealing with 4. The changes in Nothing Burger, for the most part, yeah. There's like a couple cool things here and there. But it's not anything super amazing. As you can tell by the fact that we're sitting here spinning in circles in the glaciers. I do think Nightmare Rifts are actually, like, substantially increased. I've gotten one almost every loop, I think. Were there any, like, do we know of any layoffs at Gearbox? Is that something that happened? Because I feel like that would explain a lot. You know, it is kind of the industry standard at this point. But, like, it genuinely does feel like there can't be more than a small team working on this game. We were excited about Wonderlands since it tackled the Borderlands style differently. BL3 is an evolution of BL2. BL2 is a perfect evolution of BL1. BL4 is actively backtracked on a lot of learned concepts and the collective previous titles had. Yeah, it's like that is just a problem with Gearbox in general. Every game feels like they're kind of just starting fresh on things that they probably should have learned previously. But BL4 feels so much more egregious than the other ones. And again, the other ones were like I don't know, man. BL3 gets so much shit, and there's any time I talk about it, I have people being like, "Oh, actually, BL3 was really, really bad and like practically unplayable on launch, and you're way more positive about it than you should be." And I'm like, I fully acknowledge that BL3 had fucking problems at launch, but it also had actual endgame content. And all of the problems that BL3 had at launch, other than, what was it called? All of the problems that BL3 had at launch, aside from optimization, were completely avoidable. Like, you could just not play Mayhem. And the game was totally fine, and had replay value, and had fucking endgame content to run and replay, like... I don't know. I'd rather run a mile barefoot over hot coals than play BL4.
Hell yeah.
So I'm still stuck using only the Shatter White on Amon? Yippee. Actually, Amon, I think, had some of the coolest changes. He had some class mod changes, but I don't know enough about his class mod shit to know exactly how impactful they were. Nothing worse than a game with unfulfilled potential. I still reel from pain about Anthem, and I get the same from Borderlands 4. Yeah, like, again, I think I'm probably... Genuinely, as much shit as I've talked on this game on my channel, I think I'm probably one of the more positive creators about this game. Like, in the grand scheme of the amount of the people that have made fucking videos about BL4, I think I'm probably more positive on it than a lot of people are. And the reason that I, like, get heated sometimes in my videos, not just for entertainment purposes, or because Gearbox actively stole my money for like 3 days, but it's because, like, I see the potential that 4 has. It's a game that could be something special. I think the open world was a mistake, and I think that's going to be like an issue with it no matter what they do with it. But there is serious fucking potential within this game. It underperformed heavily, but I highly recommend, if you guys haven't seen it, the video I made talking about UVH. Because I think that goes to show the potential that there is. Same with the Pearl video. I kind of talk about the potential that Pearls have. And I think Pearls and UVH could do something awesome. They just don't. I think the Vault Hunters could be really cool. They just aren't, and none of them really have a proper identity, and they all kind of just do the same shit. Skill trees being this big could be amazing, but they kind of just all end up feeling bloated and messy and so much less focused than the trees in previous games. And it's just, there's so much shit that comes together to just make it like, there's a lot of ideas, but I don't think there's a single one of those ideas that is executed upon fully. And it really sucks when you have something that has some really neat ideas, but they're all half-assed. Can we get launch day BO3 versus end of life BO4? I do actually want to, I've been looking into down patching BO3. Unfortunately, I think it means I need to buy BO3 on Steam. Because it seems like Steam is the easiest way to down patch. So I guess I need to buy another copy of BO3, which will be the third copy, because I think I also have a, hold on, wait. I started a collection of physical copies of the BO3. Not flash my asshole. What is it? Oh yeah, they are all on PlayStation. So I got Ultimate Edition BO3 for PlayStation 4. I've never opened that. But I guess I'll be buying a Steam copy. But no, I want to down patch to the earliest possible version that I can, to kind of like be able to make a video countering the people that are like, dude, BL3 on launch was awful and it was literally like the worst thing ever and you're hyping it up way too hard. And I can just load up the oldest version of fucking BL3 and literally showcase that the game had significantly more going on than BL4 does. I don't know. I think it's also just disappointing that Gearbox, again, like, particularly, again, it comes back to like the potential shit. It's really disappointing to see that Gearbox either has just already given up on the game or just never had any interest in actually realizing any of that potential. Because like some of the stuff is shit that they could announce and get people hyped for. Fucking announce a rework to how you climb through UVHM. Be like, hey, we're gonna leave UVHM the same, which is fine. I think UVHM is boring, but like it's a good scaling system. It's just like the most basic thing they could possibly do, which is fine. It's safe. But make the climb more interesting. Like that's kind of more so what my UVHM video is about, is keeping the levels work the same as they do currently, but enhancing the climb and making it actually fun. And I'm like, you know how hyped people were when they first announced Mayhem 2.0? Like, that was big. They gave us Mayhem 4 as the Band-Aid fix until they got Mayhem 2.0 out, but, like, they announced Mayhem 2.0 really early. And that was a big fucking deal. Do a Zane 1.0 video, I dare you. UVHM climb should be skippable or should be based on takedowns/slaughters. The idea that I came up with was kind of, it was both like, again, I think the video is really good. You should watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Because again, it underperformed as all hell. People just don't care about this game, unfortunately. It's kind of funny to see the videos like that, the conceptual videos that I made for BL3 years after it got its final patch. Do so much better than the conceptual video I made about BL4 while the game is out and getting updates. But the idea I had was pretty much making vaults into like a pseudo trial, which is what I thought they were going to be in the first place anyways. But you can take on, so the UVH climb itself is based on an XP bar. That's what it is. You have a third XP bar. That's my concept. But you gain XP from doing anything that would normally give you XP. There's some sources that give you more, some that give you less, whatever. As long as you're doing shit that would usually give you XP, you are gaining UVH XP. This lets you play the game how you want, lets you progress the game how you want, lets you farm gear from the bosses you want while progressing your UVH. So your time isn't being wasted going and driving and killing a certain thing that you don't need to kill. Instead, you get to route your own path by killing things that you want to kill, killing things that give you the items that you want for your build, and you still get to progress your UVH level. When your XP is full, you can then take on a UVH challenge which happens in one of the vaults. Each vault has a UVH challenge tier or something, or like UVH challenge mode, where you dump your XP into the vault and it empowers the vault. So say like and it changes the enemy types within the vault. So it scales the vault up to the next UVH level. And you have to fight enemies at that UVH level to make sure that you are able to progress into that UVH level. The enemy types are different depending on UVH. So like each vault has a UVH 1 through 6 variant where it changes maybe like modifiers, potentially modifiers. But like enemy types. So maybe one time you do Radix on like UVH 1 and it's like creature enemies. And then you go back to Radix for UVH 3 and it's fucking Ripper enemies. All of these can be turned into repeatable content by letting you rerun any of the UVH level variants of these vaults at your current UVH once you've unlocked that UVH level. Which would give you, I think, like 20 total fucking new endgame content, technically. Like, it's very repetitive, but it's at least fucking something. I think at UVH 6, I was like, yeah, then you can introduce Bloom Reaper as part of it. Because, I mean, Bloom Reaper has that walk up to him. You can do the same thing there. And then you just do the same thing with each raid boss. And I was like, that sounds fucking, like, that would make UVH actually fun to climb through. It's taking the best of UVH and the best of Mayhem. Which, I mean, I know I'm a whore for Mayhem. That's precisely why, that's why I think what they should do. Because my favorite thing about Mayhem is being able to path your way through it yourself. Mayhem doesn't hold your hand. Mayhem doesn't tell you exactly what to do. Mayhem is like, all right, your goal is to move on to the next level. Progress through these levels, literally at your own pace. You can change them at any fucking time. Figure out what you can handle. Go farm whatever the fuck you want. Route your way through this how you want. And I think that is the best way to do endgame for Borderlands. I've watched every public video on the Rethinking channel, unfortunately. Watch them all again. I think that might be a good use of your time. Why did Arc Knives not get touched? Because Arc Knives is awesome, dude. Arc Knives is great. What's that? Fucking Crossfire's Arc Knives, but infinitely better and allowed to deal infinite damage? Nope. Arc Knives is just dope. I'm so soft-locked on It Grows Below, sadly. Any fix or solutions? Is that the fucking thing that locks you when Daphne walks into a wall? I thought they said they fixed that. Oh no, you did write an entire paragraph. I just didn't look at it. I'm busy going in circles. Do I have a fucking... I do have a thing. I've literally just been going in circles for nothing. I want Borderlands 4 to succeed violently because this shit is my fucking hyperfixation. BO4 fundamentally is things I'll never like. I knew this from the first trailer, but there's hundreds of other concepts I see or know BO4 would benefit from that they're fucking refused to touch at this point, and it pisses me off. Also, if you need a Steam account with BO3, I can give you mine. I only have 2 games bought on it. Virtually no risk for me if you want. Nah, I'm down to just buy BO3 again. I've been meaning to anyways. But yeah, like, there's so much with this game that's so cool. But then there's even more about this game that takes away from how cool the other shit is, and it makes me not want to play it. I'm going the wrong way. I forgot I had I had a marker. This will probably be the last one. I've been yapping about fucking patch notes and BL4 for 2 hours, so I feel like that's pretty good for today. Where is this? I fast traveled to this. Yeah, they said there's a fix, but I don't know. Probably just wait for them to like try to fix it again. If I had to guess. The gearbox way. They have to fix things like 3 or 4 times before it actually gets fixed. Fuck, do I get up there? It definitely did. The Nightmare Rifts feel a lot better. It's still annoying that you just kind of have to drive in a circle to get them to spawn, but it's nice that they at least are spawning frequently. And you can't lose them now as well. I wish it was a little bit more obvious when there was one on the map. But, I don't know, maybe that's just asking for too much. Nothing. Final kill, no legendary. Come on. There we go. At the fucking Ichor in the core. Rough. Oh. I don't know, maybe we'll get a fucking patch eventually that actually does something. Maybe Vex's blue tree will one day be good. Maybe Harlow's blue tree will one day be good. But, oh right, photo mode! I wanted to check out photo mode. Yeah, nope, that still doesn't pause. That still does not pause. I know they said resetting the camera. Okay, that still keeps it paused. Just to confirm. Yep, you still move. Very cool. You still can't actually press a button to take a photo. There's no internal screenshot function. Very cool. Photo mode is still fucking ass cheeks. I think it was really brave of Gearbox to purposefully make BL4 so disappointing to make people come back to BL3. Very brave. Dude, I hope that they are just rug pulling everyone. Could you imagine how big dick it would be? They're like, we see that BL4 is vastly underperforming in player count, but BL3 is still holding pretty good. So we're gonna make a BL3 Season Pass 3. BL3 has this exact same camera mode issue, by the way. No, it does not. You're gonna make me open BL3 so I can prove this. Since I'm wrapping up, Charlie, I'm gonna refund you for that. Because I don't know if it'll finish playing, but I will get it going. See, BO4 doesn't even have clappy dancing as the loading screen. How did they think this game was gonna do well? Ugh. So this is how the fucking photo mode works in BL3, alright? You'll see I'm going to run and jump, and it instantly pauses. I am exactly where I was when I hit P. I can also press space to take a photo, and it saves it in the saves folder in your Borderlands folder. I don't know, is it maybe if you... Nah, even that's instant. Even when you do it from escape, it's fucking instant. You go through the menu like console players, you move and there's no internal picture. I mean, that's console though. Fuck are you using photo mode for on console? Actually, no, you can screenshot on consoles anyways, right? That's probably why there's no internal picture for console, because they want to use, like, it would have to go through the console thing anyway, so it's just easier. But having them all my fucking Borderlands screenshots in one place is fucking fantastic. But yeah, that's photo mode in BL3 and also how it works in Wonderlands. BL4 just sucks dick. Anyways, fellas, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out as always. It's been a damn good time. I will refund you for that as well. Your 50 channel points. But yeah, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, morning, night, whatever the time it may be. And I will see you guys in the next one. Can't wait for next month when we get Wario and Waluigi raid boss. Very excited for that. Very excited for that. End of next month. And then the end of the month after that, we finally get the takedown. God, I'm so excited for content. Yippee. See you, fellas.